Hello there my friends, it's Ebird Online and I'm here with another review. And today I'm going to be talking about David and Lana. So this is 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, episode 15, The Never Ending Story. Very quickly before I begin, I just want to say, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All you need to do is press that red button and join me for regular videos and regular content. And also you can follow me on Twitter at mbird99. And please don't forget to like and share. So where do we begin? With David and Lana. We begin, as per usual, with David in the Ukraine on his own in his hotel room. And David tells us he's only seen her 2 out of the 8 days he's been there. David, why don't you just question where Lana has been? Where's she been going? What has she been doing for these other 6 days? And most importantly of all, why doesn't she want to spend time with you? And so David puts on his pleather trench coat once more and he goes to meet her. And it becomes immediately clear what she's been doing. She's been running marathons. Look at the silver cape they've put on her to keep her warm. Oh Lana, the 1990s want their puffer jacket back. And so they sit down in the restaurant and David, as per usual, is giving her his creepy stare. Lana tells us that she feels a romantic connection with David. Of course she does. She just loves his wallet. She really does. She doesn't know what she's going to do without David's wallet in her life. And she hopes she never ever loses it. She just doesn't want to let it go. And then Lana tells us she needs more time, however, to connect with David. And when they're sitting there waiting for their food, David explains to Lana that he has to go home. David, Lana knows exactly what date and time you're going home. She's been counting down the seconds since the moment she met you. Lana lies to David and she tells him she's really happy that they finally met. And David tells us he wants to know if they're on the same page. Don't worry David, you are. You're both pretending that Lana has some small interest in you to save face. And then David looks Lana directly in the face and says, I'm in love with you. She smiles and understands, but she pretends that she doesn't. Oh, come on, Lana. This whole I don't speak English rubbish is wearing a little bit thin now. You know very well he's just said he loves you, and you haven't said anything back. I could take a Nepalese street kid and say, what does I love you mean? And they would be able to tell me. Who are those tribes from the Amazon? You know, the ones that have never seen any other people bar their own. Even they know what I love you mean. My mum's dog understands what we mean when we say, I love you. Everybody knows what I love you means. It's almost an international language. But what's this I see? David's got a present for Lana. More underwear, David? Chocolates, perhaps? A cubic zirconia? Nope, he's bought her an iPhone. And he explains this is so that she can speak to him at any time. Because he's upset that they're still working through the website and he has to pay to speak to her. David, as long as you're speaking to Lana, you'll always be paying, one way or another. And finally, Lana's in agreement. And she accepts the phone and David explains to her it's got a translation app on, it's got everything that we need to speak. And the sad thing about all of this, well, there's 2 sad things. The first one is David says she now has a cell phone so we can talk whenever we want at any time of the day and we don't need to go through the website. David, you're forgetting that Lana already has a smartphone. We saw her with it talking to her friend, so that isn't the reason that you couldn't speak outside of the website. Lana now has 2 smartphones, at least. And the second thing is, very likely costs more than the engagement ring. You know, the one that you imagine she'll be wearing for all eternity. Or did you? So they end their date with another of those awkward hugs. Wow. And David goes back to his hotel room. David's bored. In fact, David's very, very bored. So he decides to troll Sergey. Who's Sergey? Oh, you remember Sergey. He's a defective detective. And Sergey has sent him some more information on Lana in different names and different profiles on different websites. And we all know she's been talking to different men, most of them on YouTube. And David tells us, I fired Sergey, so I don't know why he's continuing to send me this. And so David sent him back a picture of him and her smiling together. And he titled the email, Case Closed. David is literally such a child, but I found this very, very funny. It's just the sort of thing the Ebird would do, to be quite honest. But then I'd have to block Sergey because I'd know very well that he'll be watching when Lana finally finishes with me. And he'd probably send an email saying something like, case reopened. Well, that's what I would do. But as I'm sure you're very well aware by now, I'm very childish. But guys, I did find this extremely funny. David was cock-a-hoop thinking, I've won. And Sergey's just thinking, you're such a dipstick. David, somebody needs to stop watering you. And David muses from the same hotel room on the same lonely bed that he's always wondered, if Lana's as attracted to him as he is to her. This is because he shows it far more than she does. This, David, is because she's not attracted to you at all, and any small attraction that she shows to you is fake. And David goes on to say, we've had some amazing moments together, but she's been hot and cold. TLC have not been doing their job again because we've never seen these hot moments, David. And it's the penultimate day before David leaves, and he lets us know that he won't be seeing Lana today because she's busy babysitting her nephew. Oh Lord. So the day before you're leaving to go back to the US, Lana can't be bothered to see you, so nobody else can babysit this nephew. It's quite unbelievable. Until about 2 months ago, according to you, Lana, you lived in Pavlograd and you've only just moved to Kiev. So who was looking after this nephew then? Who was doing the honours? Please tell, inquiring minds would like to know. And David wanders round lonely as a cloud, just wishing he had Lana by his side. And the following day is the day that David's leaving. We see him packing his suitcase, and he said he's leaving, that Lana's going to see him off. And the first thing that I thought is, I hope to God Lana turns up. People, subscribers, friends, what's happening to me? I'm turning into David. Lana has now got me expecting the very worst, and when I get a little nugget of goodness from her, I'm all grateful. It has to be said, Lana's good. She's got me, even me, hoping and praying that she turns up to see him off at the airport. So bloody what if she does? That means absolutely nothing. Why do I care? And when he goes outside, thank the Lord, Lana's standing waiting for him, and she accompanies him to the airport. Again she lies and tells us that she wishes they had more time together. No you don't, Lana. If you did, you'd have bothered to spend more time with him whilst he was in your country. And when they arrive at the airport, David tells us saying goodbye will be almost impossible. And Lana stands there awkwardly and says, write to me when you get home. And David says that he will, and then he walks off, but then he walks back and gets on one knee and proposes to her, will you marry me? And she says, duh. And he put the ring on her finger, and she looked at the ring and smiled. And when she did that, the Ebird smiled, because you're looking at about $30 worth of goods. Ha! And David's cock-a-hoop. He tells us, now she's mine. David, she isn't, and she never, ever will be. And he tells us, everybody thought that it wouldn't work. Everybody thought that she wouldn't meet me, but she has, and now she's mine. Everybody thought she wouldn't meet you. David, even you thought she wouldn't meet you. You were genuinely shocked and surprised when she rocked up in that Independence Square. You couldn't believe your eyes. And Lana gives us a wry smile, and she tells us now they can start the K1 visa process, and she's happy to go to Las Vegas. And she looks directly at the camera and says, I'm very happy, and sometimes, just sometimes, I wish that Lana could couple her lies with just a little bit of acting. And that's where we leave this couple this week. So because David lacks cognitive reasoning skills, I've put together a quick list to help him see why she's a scammer. So this covers literally just what we've seen since he's met her, i.e. the last 2 or 3 episodes. This doesn't cover all of the crap that she's done to him previously. So in the last 8 days, here's what we have witnessed. Number 1, David, she always cringes when she hugs you. Or in fact, no, she doesn't hug you, when you hug her. Number 2, she always wears trainers, sports clothes, jogging bottoms and very casual clothes. When she's going on dates with you, she doesn't care if you're going to a restaurant or sightseeing or what you're doing. She can't be bothered to dress for you. We know that she can dress sexily, and we know that she has got nice clothes because she wears them in the photographs that she sends to you and other men. Number 3, she cannot be bothered to see you. She's created whole hockey tournaments so that she can avoid seeing you. She creates babysitting appointments at will. She's seen you on 3 occasions and not even for full days in the 8 days that you have been in Ukraine. Number 4, you've brought her a brand new phone so that you can speak to her. She didn't say, oh no David, it's fine, I've already got a phone. Why don't you have that number? And not only that, when she took the phone, she then just had it on voicemail. So David, you couldn't speak to her whenever you wanted, however you wanted, and at any time in the day, because the phone's not bloody on. You can still only speak to her pretty much in the same manner that you spoke to her before. Number 5, she hasn't took off her dating profile, or she hasn't stopped dating since you've been in direct contact and since you've been meeting with her. None of these profiles should even exist anymore. She should have taken them all down. She hasn't. Number 6, you haven't met one friend or one member of her family or even her beloved nephew who she spends so much time with. You haven't met anybody that she knows since you've been in her country. Why is that, David? And finally, LANA said just last week, I really like David. He's very funny and I like his personality. That's the clearest lie I've ever heard. David's boring and soppy. And if you'd spent any time with him or any time chatting to him, you would know that, LANA. You don't seem to have any fun with him, and you don't even seem to be able to fake it. David may as well change his name to Mark, because that's what he is to you, LANA. So these are just a few things that I've picked up from the last 2 or 3 weeks of you meeting her. And even though everybody's saying it's David's own fault, David's blind, David's stupid, yeah, we know this. But I really do feel sorry for David. He's already told us that he's very vulnerable. And he tells us a story of when he's at airports, he sees other couple kissing each other goodbye. And David looks at them and wishes, why isn't that me? Why can't that be me? We can see he's desperate. All David wants is love. His heart's really in the right place. Well, kind of. I suppose it is a bit dodgy that he was 52 and LANA was allegedly 20 when they met. But guys, don't get your knickers in a twist about that. She wasn't 20 or even 25. I think she was about 30 to 35 when they met. LANA's knocking on 40's door if she's a day. So yes, I agree with the people that said David's been stupid, David's been naive, but we all know one thing, stupid people and naive people exist in society. Should we be the kind of society that helps to protect those people, or should we just say it's their own fault? If somebody wants to exploit them, let them. I don't think we should allow this, and I don't think that we should condone it or mitigate it in any way. But let's just take this final moment to remember what kind of person LANA is. LANA's now met David. He's no longer just a faraway Mark that he was before, which was bad enough. LANA is as disgusting as they come. She's manipulating and duping someone into thinking that they're in love. She's giving somebody just enough to keep them interested. She's wasting his money, but more importantly, she's wasting his time. And when she finally tells him, nope, I'm not interested for once and for all, and pulls the rug from under David's feet, he's going to realise I've spent the best part of 10 years spending money and making plans for this girl, and none of it was real. And that to me is absolutely unforgivable. As stupid as David is, LANA is far worse. LANA is malicious. LANA's a person without a heart. She really honestly is. She's a person without any morals. She's just an all-round despicable human being. So whilst we're all busy writing in comments, David's an idiot, yeah, we know this, LANA is malicious, and that's far, far worse. So guys, let me know what you think. I hear on the grapevine that they've already split up, but I also hear on the grapevine that David's going to go and live in the Ukraine. And I think, to be quite honest, if he wants a Ukrainian woman, that's the best thing for him. At least he'll just meet somebody in the flesh that potentially likes him for him. And you never know, he might find love. I have my fingers crossed for him. Even though he's an old fool, he's our old fool, and we want the best for David. So guys, please put your comments down below. Who do you think's worse out of these two, David or LANA? I think by a country mile, it's LANA. And also, how long do you think it's going to take LANA to go to the jewellers and work out this is cubic zirconia? Oh God, let me get rid of this David for once and for all. So thank you so much, my friends, for listening. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Ebird99. You've been listening to Ebird Online. Thank you for letting me get it all off my chest. Ciao for now.